A man is found badly burned in an abandoned warehouse fire. Everything on him is charred except his Rolex watch. He's taken to the hospital, and doctors manage to save him, but his face is left disfigured. A female doctor looks uneasy when he tells them his name is Park Jae-young. 15 days earlier, Jae-young is broke, 3 months behind on rent, and avoiding a loan shark who ends up kidnapping him. He's taken to a place where they harvest organs and is given 30 days to repay his debt or lose his organs. He returns to work, where his gullible co-worker Chang Seop complains about losing money after investing in the crypto that he recommended. Jae-young overhears their boss firing Gil Ryong, a Korean-Chinese ex-convict with a sick child. Gil Ryong threatens the boss with a blade before leaving. Later, Jae-young notices a scar and a tattoo on Gil Ryong, which he recognizes as belonging to the Knife of Yenbian, a violent triad group. Shortly after, Jae-young's father, Dong-sik, is hit by a car. The hospital call Jae-young and he goes back to his hometown. The wealthy driver offers hush money, 5 million won. Jae-young gives his father 3 million, keeps 2 million for himself, and lies, saying the driver is an acquaintance struggling financially, to stop his father from reporting it. Later, a woman from church visits Dong-sik, prompting Jae-young to insult his father for dating a gold digger instead of supporting his own son. He then goes back and extorts another 3 million from the driver. That night, while Dong-sik is in the hospital, Jae-young sneaks into his home and steals his Rolex and some savings. While snooping around, he finds a life insurance policy with a 500 million won payout if Dong-sik dies in an accident or from illness. On his way out, while lost in thought, Jae-young gets into an argument with a group of teens who then beat him up. The next morning, he's found badly injured. His father rushes to check on him, but the police inform them there are no CCTVs in the area, so they can't identify the attackers. Jae-young then hatches a plan. He hires Gil Ryong to kill his father on that same road, offering 60 million won. He insists it must look like an accident and records the conversation as collateral. Gil Ryong agrees at first but later demands 150 million after learning the full payout amount. Jae-young has no other choice, accepts and sets up his alibi. That night, to mix his alibi, he parties with Chang Seop, then with some escorts at a karaoke bar, then heads to a fast food restaurant and stays there all night, making eye contact with the staff to ensure she will remember him. The next day, Jae-young waits at work all morning. Around lunchtime, he finally receives a call from the police. Overjoyed, he runs to the bathroom to rehearse his devastated reaction. At the station, he pretends to mourn until he's shocked to see the churchwoman brought in as a witness. A flashback shows her witnessing the entire scene, Dong-sik being run over, Gil Ryong checking the body, and the car reversing. Gil Ryong noticed her and chased her down, forcing her to flee. To Jae-young's horror, it gets worse. Dong-sik's body wasn't found in the alley, but buried in the mountains. This time Jae-young cries for real. Realizing that the hitman has completely botched the plan, a hiker is vlogging in the snow on a Michel, an obscure and rarely visited hiking spot. She notices a dog digging in the mud. To her horror, the unearthed soil reveals Dong-sik's dead body. The scene cuts to Dr. Han Sang-hun, waiting for his girlfriend Yu-jong at a fancy restaurant. Sang-hun remarks that his life has been perfect, all thanks to his money. Unlike usual, Yu-jong is bold tonight. She wants to hook up and takes charge. Sang-hun nervously agrees and takes her to a hotel. She brings a bottle of wine and grows frustrated when he hesitates to drink. After they sleep together, she says she has to leave. Her friend's father just passed away. The area is remote, so she can't get a cab, and Sang-hun doesn't want to drive drunk. But Yu-jong grows cold and disappointed, so he gives in and agrees to drive her back to the city. On the drive, she flirts and kisses him, trying to get physical again. Suddenly, they hit a man, killing him instantly. Yu-jong panics and wants to call the police, but Sang-hun stops her. He blames her for pressuring him to drink and drive, saying he'll go to jail. To avoid that, they need to cover up the accident. Another couple arrives in a car. Sang-hun pretends their car just has a mechanical issue. The man, a mechanic, offers to help, but Sang-hun insists everything is fine until they leave. However, the couple seems suspicious, whispering that they should have taken a photo of Sang-hun. Back at the scene, Sang-hun decides to bury the body, Dong-sik's, despite Yu-jong's protests. They argue until they're interrupted by a man on a bicycle who accidentally drops his drinks, revealing his presence. He tries to cycle away, but Sang-hun chases him down and knocks him out. Yu-jong is on the verge of breaking down as Sang-hun kidnaps the witness and emotionally blackmails her into staying involved. They drive to him to Chawol to dispose of the body. Sang-hun wants to kill the eyewitness, but Yoo-jong begs him not to. Just then, the eyewitness wakes up and screams for help. In a panic, Sang-hun beats him with a golf club until he begs for his life and promises to stay silent. Sang-hun transfers 10 million won to the man, calling him an accomplice. The eyewitness tries to leave, but Sang-hun forces him to help dig the grave. He regrets sending the money, especially after injuring his hand while digging. When the eyewitness suggests digging deeper, Sang-hun snaps at him. Eventually, they bury Dong-sik in a shallow grave. As they get into the car, the eyewitness demands another 10 million won. Sang-hun offers 20 million, warning him not to ask for anything again. The eyewitness is thrilled, while Yoo-jong is shocked. Back in town, the eyewitness asks for taxi money. Sang-hun scoffs at him. He removes the memory card from his car's black box and sends the car in for repairs. It costs 4.8 million won, and he looks utterly defeated. As Sang-hun struggles with the fallout, the mechanic couple quietly stalks him, taking photos from a distance. Meanwhile, his hand injury worsens, and Yoo-jong ghosts him. She eventually replies, claiming she's been busy. Sang-hun asks her to help pay for the car repairs, citing financial issues, then tells her not to contact him for a while. She agrees. Internally, he smirks. He wants to punish her for making him drink that night. While Sang-hun is at his clinic, treating his infected hand, the door suddenly opens. The eyewitness walks in with a sly, crooked smile. The eyewitness demands 30 million won more from Sang-hun to stay silent. Sang-hun reluctantly agrees but says he needs a week. Cut to Jae-young, who is faking grief at the police station. He suddenly realizes that his father's death will be ruled a murder, ruining his plan. He mutters to himself in frustration, but Officer Beck overhears and grows suspicious. Beck begins investigating Jae-young's alibi, but everyone, even the fast food staff, confirms Jae-young's story, which throws Beck off. Jae-young tries to claim his father's insurance payout, but he's left waiting for hours before finally being called into the manager's office. The supervisor turns out to be the same man who hit Dong-sik with his car. He tells Jae-young the payout can't be released until Dong-sik's death is officially ruled accidental. Jae-young awkwardly apologizes for blackmailing him earlier but leaves with no promises, and only 16 days left to clear his debt. Jae-young has no money for the funeral, so he takes money from the condolence donation box to pay the funeral home. At the funeral, Jae-young's aunt scolds him for being a bad son, saying that Dong-sik couldn't even face the neighbors while he was alive because of the shame Jae-young brought. Gil-ryong shows up at the funeral, and Jae-young is furious. Gil-ryong explains that Dong-sik had still been alive and saw his face, so he had no choice but to kill him. He demands the agreed payment. When Jae-young refuses, Gil-ryong threatens to release the recording. Officer Beck secretly follows Gil-ryong to the junkyard where he lives. He sneaks into his trailer and finds the recording of Jae-young. But as he tries to steal it, Gil-ryong catches him. Thinking Beck was sent by Jae-young, Gil-ryong kills him only to discover Beck was a police officer. And a CCTV camera recorded everything. Gil-ryong tells Jae-young he needs the money fast so he can escape to China. This time, Jae-young decides he must kill Gil-ryong first. Back to Sang-hun, he picks up his car. The mechanic points out that the damage is on the windshield, not the bumper. Suspicious, Sang-hun digs through his trash to retrieve the discarded black box memory card. He checks the footage and sees Dong-sik's body falling from a bridge, with the eyewitness watching and laughing. It was all a setup. Sang-hun meets Yoo-jong and shows her the footage. But she suddenly snaps, ranting about how many men want her and how tired she is of Sang-hun and his problems. When Sang-hun tries to choke her in rage, the eyewitness appears and knocks him out. It's revealed, Yoo-jong and the eyewitness are a scamming couple. They decide to go back to their hometown to get rid of Sang-hun. The mechanic couple secretly follows them. At the abandoned building, the scammers start digging a grave. While joking around, Yoo-jong pushes eyewitness into it. In the car, Sang-hun wakes up, sees Yoo-jong laughing with the eyewitness. He is furious and drives the car into her, killing her instantly. Then, the eyewitness attacks Sang-hun and kills him. From afar, the mechanic couple records everything. A flashback reveals Yoo-jong in school, jealous of a popular girl named Lee Ju-yeon, because she is smart, beautiful, and chosen as the face of the school catalog. Out of spite, Yoo-jong sets Ju-yeon up on a fake blind date with a friend. No one could have imagined it would end in tragedy. Ju-yeon wakes up in an abandoned building, where she's assaulted by 3 masked boys. In the present, adult Ju-yeon wakes up from a nightmare and she's now the female doctor that treated Jae-yang at the beginning scene. At the hospital, Dr. Ju-yeon accidentally meets a middle-aged man named Hwang. He notices that she looks troubled and tells her to contact him if she ever needs help. Handing her his business card, he owns a private detective agency. After learning that the severely burned patient is Jae-yang, Ju-yeon becomes visibly disturbed, even prompting her boyfriend, Dr. Yoon Jong-min, to notice. That night, Jong-min catches her printing out Jae-yang's medical file. The next day, Ju-yeon visits Hwang's office and hires him to investigate 3 men for 5 million won. Hwang is a former police officer who retired early. As Ju-yeon leaves, the mechanic stalkers appear. They're revealed to be Hwang's assistants. Hwang reaches out to Detective Kong, the lead investigator on the arson case. During their conversation, Kong mentions that multiple burned, unidentifiable bodies were found, believed to be suspects. It's also revealed that Hwang is Kang's mentor, who took the fall for corrupt officers, which led to his early retirement. Kong gives Hwang the files on the 3 men Ju-yeon asked about and questions why Hwang is revisiting an old rape case. This surprises Hwang, who then learns that the 3 men, Park Jae-yang, Yoo Tae-jun, and Yang Yong-seon, were involved in a high school gang rape, with the victim being Lee Ju-yeon. A flashback shows Jae-yang asking Ju-yeon out through Yoo Jong. They hit it off, and Ju-yeon genuinely enjoys herself. But on the way home, 2 masked boys ambush them. Later at the police station, all 3 boys are brought in. Ju-yeon is confused, but the officer reveals that Jae-young orchestrated the fake kidnapping and was one of the boys who raped her. Hwang calls Ju-yeon with updates. Tae-jun was imprisoned for molesting a minor and later committed suicide in prison. Yeon-seon died from a drug overdose. Hwang comments that it must be karma. As for Jae-young, he's been living quietly in Paju, struggling to keep a job. Ju-yeon starts to think that the man in the hospital might not be the same Jae-young who hurt her, and she asks the nurse to administer morphine to ease his pain. However, the next day, Hwang informs her that Jae-yang is the sole survivor of the arson case. Ju-yeon is shocked, unsure of what to do. Meanwhile, the eyewitness is awake and laughing, pleased to have assumed a new identity. During a police interview, he claims he was kidnapped and tied up in the abandoned building, where 2 men argued about killing him. Then, someone poured gasoline on him and set him on fire. The police try to take his fingerprints to confirm his identity, but he shows his burned fingertips, making it impossible. They also mention that his aunt wants to visit, which visibly annoys him. After they leave, he calls for a doctor. Meanwhile, Ju-yeon fantasizes about killing him in his hospital room. In reality, he walks out after convincing her superior to discharge him. Stealing someone's clothes to escape, Ju-yeon chases after him into the elevator, where he claims he doesn't know her, only that she was his doctor. She's stunned, believing he's playing mind games. She later confronts him again as he gets into a taxi, accusing him of causing her nightmares. He laughs and calls her crazy before the taxi drives away. Cut back to that night. Eyewitness kills Sang-hun, steals his belongings, and drives off. Meanwhile, Sang-hun's pregnant wife, who had hired Hwang to investigate him, calls to rush him about the investigation. Later, Hwang's assistants arrive and show him the photos they took of Sang-hun with Yoo Jong. Hwang is satisfied until he scrolls to the part where eyewitness kills Sang-hun. 10 hours before the fire, Jae-yang asks Gil Ryong to meet him at a parking lot. Gil Ryong immediately secures a boat to China, planning to leave after getting the money. Just as he's about to leave, eyewitness shows up, greeting Gil Ryong like an old friend. A flashback reveals that they were cellmates 6 months ago. When eyewitness was released, he told Gil Ryong to call if he ever needed help. Yoo Jong, who turns out to be eyewitness's schoolmate, approaches him. She needs someone like him for her scams. A montage shows Yoo Jong seducing rich men while eyewitness blackmails them. Eventually, Yoo Jong meets Sang-hun for the first time. Just then, eyewitness receives a call from Gil Ryong, asking for help with Jae-yeon's life insurance con. Eyewitness helps Gil Ryong calculate the real payout and also recognizes Jae-young as a loser from school. That night, Dong-sik prays for his son, knowing he can't undo his past sins. A nun tries to console him. As he leaves, the woman from the church follows him with a birthday cake, a gift from their church group. But in the alley, eyewitness runs Dong-sik over twice. Gil Ryong checks on him just as the lady arrives and witnesses everything. She runs to call the police while Gil Ryong chases her. Panicking, eyewitness and Gil Ryong take Dong-sik, still alive, and drive away. Eyewitness freaks out, and Gil Ryong suffocates Dong-sik to finish the job.
Now, the cause of death is asphyxiation, not the hit and run.
But Gil Ryong still wants the insurance money. At that moment, Yu Jong calls Eyewitness. She's already drugged Sang-hun, planning to scam him. Eyewitness comes up with a new idea and tells Gil Ryong that he'll take care of the body. Following Eyewitness's instructions, Yu Jong wakes Sang-hun and distracts him while driving. At the overpass, Eyewitness drops Dong-sik's body onto Sang-hun's car, making it look like a suicide. In the present, Eyewitness tells Gil Ryong the whole story. Gil Ryong is annoyed by how messy the plan was, but Eyewitness claims Sang-hun freaked out and ruined the burial.
Still, Gil Ryong is determined to collect the money. Meanwhile, the police find Officer Beck's body and ID Gil Ryong through CCTV. Chief Park finds Dong-sik's photo and Gil Ryong's things. Elsewhere, Jae-young rehearses killing Gil Ryong in a parking lot. When Gil Ryong arrives, Jae-yang drives him away saying they are going to get the money. Eyewitness follows, frustrated that the payout is delayed. At a checkpoint, police are looking for Eyewitness, not Gil Ryong, as suspects in Sang-hun and Yu Jong's murders. Realizing he's wanted, Eyewitness abandons the car and runs. Jae-yang takes Gil Ryong to the abandoned building, pretending to retrieve money. He suddenly attacks with a hammer, but Gil Ryong had already seen Jae-yang practicing the murder. He knocks Jae-yang out and ties him up. Gil Ryong calls Eyewitness, who soon arrives. They argue. Eyewitness thinks they can't escape. Then he realizes he has the same body type as Jae-yang. He kills Gil Ryong, takes Jae-yang's clothes and watch, and assumes his identity. When Jae-yang wakes up, he demands to be freed. Eyewitness laughs, claiming to now be Park Jae-yang. Desperate, Jae-yang promises to get the insurance payout in a month and give Eyewitness the money, but Eyewitness laughs and sets the place and everyone on fire. But as he leaves, a beam falls on him, and he gets stuck in the fire. In the present, Jong-min saw Ju-yeon confronting Eyewitness in a taxi. He asks her, and she hints to him that she wants to kill him. Meanwhile, Eyewitness arrives at Jae-yang's apartment, and the next day, he gets a call. The insurance payout is successful. But there's a twist. Dong-sik changed the beneficiary to the church. Ju-yeon pays Hwang to swap Eyewitness's painkillers with fentanyl. Hwang slips the pills to Eyewitness by bumping into him as he rushes to the church. At the church, Eyewitness rants to a nun. He sees Ju-yeon and lashes out, takes a few fentanyl pills, and storms off. He doesn't understand why she keeps following him and tries to scare her off. He then tells her he is not the real Jae-yang, but she doesn't believe him. Because of the fentanyl, he collapses and Ju-yeon pulls out the scalpel and about to stab him. Jong-min arrives and begs her not to go through with it. After some brutal words from Eyewitness, she beats him but walks away with Jong-min. That night, in Jae-yang's apartment, Eyewitness sees Ju-yeon's high school magazine, triggering a memory. It turns out that young Yu Jong, jealous of Ju-yeon, wanted to hurt her. Eyewitness, just out of juvie, suggests she let male classmates assault Ju-yeon. The police analyze the abandoned building. They find it strange that Eyewitness claimed to be tied to a chair but was found on the floor, while one of the corpses was tied up. Something doesn't add up. At home, Eyewitness realizes Ju-yeon swapped his pills. Detective Kong calls him for another interview. Realizing he's a suspect, Eyewitness runs. The cops search his apartment and find the painkiller bottle, which will have his fingerprints. They plan to compare it with the DNA found in Jae-yang's car. Eyewitness gets a notification. It's D-Day. He thinks it's Jae-yang's birthday, but then loan sharks arrive and kidnap him. Meanwhile, Jong-min prepares for a final surgery. He's been working in illegal organ trafficking to pay off debt and save for marriage. Eyewitness is his last patient before retiring. They recognize each other. Eyewitness reveals his real name, Kim Beom-jun. But Jong-min doesn't believe him. He calls it karma and starts operating. Without anesthesia, Ju-yeon wakes to find Jong-min by her side. He tells her better days are ahead. Hwang brings her an update, but she chooses to move on. He smiles and tosses her the DNA report, proving the painkiller fingerprints belong to Kim Beom-jun, not Park Jae-yang. There are also photos of both men. As a gift, the loan shark gives Jong-min the stolen Rolex. In the final scene, Ju-yeon smiles and walks out of the hospital after her shift, free at last. The 6 main characters in this series, except for Ju-yeon, are all awful people. Each of them, sooner or later, pays the price for their cruel actions. Jae-yang was a bad person even as a teenager. He never felt sorry for hurting Ju-yeon, and he didn't hesitate at all when planning to kill his own father for insurance money.
But even though he was so heartless, he still ended up a loser until the moment he died. Byung-jun seems smarter and trickier, but he's even more cruel. Because of just one careless thing he said, Joo-yeon couldn't sleep peacefully for years, even after becoming successful. He's the kind of person who smiles all the time, even while pushing a dying man off a bridge to fake a crime scene. Sang-han and Yoo-jong first look like a normal, sweet couple, but in truth, they are both terrible. Sang-han left his pregnant wife to date another woman without feeling guilty at all. During the whole show, he never once thought about his wife or his child. Yoo-jong, with her pretty and innocent looks, turns out to be someone who makes money by tricking and using other bad people. All of them make Gil Ryeong, a gangster and hitman, seem less bad. At least he had a clear goal, he just wanted money to pay for his child's treatment. In the end, every bad person in the story has to face the results of their actions. It makes us wonder, will Songmin also be punished for what he's done, especially now that he's wearing the cursed watch?
Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like for more videos like this.